Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Naturally Vanessa. And so last time I was here, we talked about some of the concerns with a lot of pads and tampons, and we talked about some of the studies and what they showed. So today I want to share with you some of the options that you have in using cleaner, safer alternatives or cleaner or safer pads and tampons. So we're just going to hop right into it. All right, so there are safe or safer or cleaner pads and tampons out there. So what you want to do is, number one, you want to go with companies that use organic cotton, because what a lot of people fail to realize is that cotton is one of the dirtiest crops out there, and this is mainly due to its heavy use of pesticides, specifically glyphosate. You know, the very controversial glyphosate that's linked to cancer. And so many times the cotton has been bleached with chlorine. So you want to go with organic pad and tampon companies that state that they're dye-free, chlorine-free, pesticide-free, and again, made from organic cotton. And there are even some that are made from like biodegradable bamboo, but you want to pay attention to some of those keywords. Second option is actually by far my favorite option, and that is a menstrual cup. So initially when you see a menstrual cup, you're like, how am I getting that thing in there? And I want to reassure you that a menstrual cup is, once you know how to use it, it's very easy to use and you will love it. So they come in all shapes and sizes, and they're made out of like silicone or latex. They're definitely cost effective. They can last anywhere from like 2 to 5 years, depending on how you're using and caring for. If you were to need like a backup, you know, while you try to figure it out and make sure positioning and stuff is okay, then you could always use like panty liners or a pad while you're trying to be assured that it's not gonna, slip up on you. I'm gonna do a separate, very quick video on just kind of like how to put one in and take one out. I'll use like a wine or champagne glass so I can show you it very easy, and I've done it before, and people like to see the visual and to know that, okay, it's not as hard as they think. Next option are period underwear. So I never knew that this was even a thing. Like, I never knew that there was actually underwear out there specifically for periods, but there are. So what they do is they use like several layers of fabric to lock in moisture while like simultaneously keeping you dry. And they have become very, very popular. Now, I don't want to really get into it in this video, but there were some controversies with a very well-known brand, Thinx. They're very popular, very well known, but there were some controversies, and I did talk about it a little bit in my Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram account, Vanessa J. Massey, and you go to my highlights called Period, go through those highlights, and I talk all about what the controversy was with that particular brand. And based on the information in there, you can choose whether or not you want to try them or not, because the issue may not necessarily just be with that brand, but that was the one that was more made public. So definitely check it out. But there are different brands out there, but I wanted to tell you that as an option because a lot of women like period underwear. All right, so the other option are reusable cloth pads. And so basically they're like cloth pads that go inside the underwear. Those are reusable. They typically consist of like cotton, synthetic fabrics, or charcoal like base material. Definitely look for and opt for brands with appropriate certifications, just so you know that what you're getting is clean, it's been tested, and it's not like a counterfeit with like questionable ingredients. So those are other options that you can consider. Now, just know that, obviously I did include organic pads and tampons there because you can still use organic pads and tampons. Just be mindful of some of the things to look for. Now, there is another class of products called sea sponges. I'm only going to mention it on here, not because I want you to use it, but just because it's something that's out there, and in your search, you may come across it and you may have questions. Now, the reason why I would not recommend that you typically use it is this. They come from the sea. That's why they're called sea sponges. And there's some controversy surrounding them. Now, going back to like the 1980s, there were 12 that were tested and found to contain sand, grit, bacteria, yeast, and even mold. Now, because of the controversy around it and because there are much safer alternatives out there, consider one of the safer alternatives that I mentioned. But if I could recommend anyone to you guys, it would be the menstrual cup. I just love it. Once I switched over a few years ago, it was like a game changer. Now, some of the benefits that some women, myself included, have noticed from switching over to the menstrual cup have been periods being shortened by about a day. Honestly, any day that your period is shortened, I think is a win for all of us, right? Also, there are a lot of women who have noticed just less cramping, less pain when they have their periods, which is a game changer, especially if you're someone who has suffered with bad menstrual cramps. They can last up to about like 12 hours. You putting it in, so you're basically changing it twice a day. Unless it's like a heavy day, then, maybe 3 times, maybe 4, depending on, you, because it's very subjective based on, what your cycles look like. But I mean, a day where you can wear something for 12 hours and not have to worry about it. I mean, I'll talk a little bit more about it when I do the video on how to insert and remove, but I promise you it's going to be helpful. I also did a Q&A, a live Q&A on Instagram last year, and I may upload it on this YouTube channel. So just be on the lookout. Make sure that you like and subscribe this video, share it with somebody else, because it is going to be helpful for somebody else, because a lot of people don't even know that there are other options out there. And make sure you turn your notifications on so that the next video, the Q&A or the insertion and removal of the cup, if you are someone who's interested, is going to be coming up very soon. All right. I've included my info in the description box. You can always message me. You can always consult me, or you can just get my book, or just follow me on social media, where I will continue to share information. As women, we have to be very mindful of the things that we are doing, the things that we are putting inside of our bodies, and the potential effects that they may have on us down the line. And so, because there's a lot of women who suffer from like endometriosis, PCOS, issues with infertility, this information is very important. This information can be life-changing for some people. And this information is something that I want us to be able just to kind of share with other people, so that nobody is being left behind. Thanks for being here. Bye.